Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Let's go. Let's go. I should ask you about a color. You got green.
Fantastic. Green is perfect.
Green works?
Perfect.
Okay, green works. Welcome back, everybody. I am joined by DJ Destar from the Bothan Network.
Good to see you guys.
Absolutely. Do me a favor. Move that mic just a hair closer because I am incredibly loud and I don't want to drown you out. There we go. Let's try that. So we're going to be bringing you guys some commentary here on the top 8 here in just a few minutes. Of course, Courtney and Frank are going to be playing. Now, I do have deck list.
Awesome.
You know their deck list?
I know their deck list.
You have a pretty good sense of this?
Yep.
Do you want to have a look?
Yeah.
Okay, so let me here's what I'm going to do. If I hit this button,
Yep.
that should share the list with everybody, and then I'll put it up here on the big screen for us. There we go.
Yeah.
So Courtney is your 4 seed today, ladies and gentlemen. You can't hear him. Why can you guys not hear? Oh, I know why. Hold on. Actually, I don't know. Oh, yes, I do know why. Ha 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 ha. Try again.
All right. Can you hear me now?
Yes, there we go.
Fantastic.
My apologies, everyone.
No, you're good.
I'm glad we got that fixed now rather than later.
Phenomenal.
There we go.
Yeah, Courtney's deck list is really, really good. She's been tuning this. She's played Blonde Sabine since set 1. She's got it down to a science. She's a very, very good player. Not a ton of Sabine yellow players in the current meta, but I tell you what, I wouldn't want to face her.
I think what surprised me about this deck as I was typing out the list is how low to the ground it plays.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, 100%.
You generally see most Sabines these days curve out to Poe and Wrecker at a minimum on the top end.
Yep.
This one literally stops at Kira. She has Clune in the sideboard. She can grab that if she wants.
Yep, definitely, and that's a great sideboard card.
Yeah, but topping out at 4 really sucked me.
And the reason is because without ECL,
move the mic a little farther away. They're saying. There we go. Perfect enough.
Without ECL, Poe and Wrecker are not quite as effective.
I would agree.
So at that point, it's not a card that you want to play. So if she can play multiple units per turn instead of playing one big unit, she's probably favored into a lot of matchups.
Okay. Interesting. All right. Let's have a look at Frank's list. Now, Frank's list, I think, is a little more traditional in terms of the kinds
but he's got some spice.
Kinds of things that you would expect to see out of a green Sabine.
Yeah, he's got some spice. Like Frank plays a main deck disabling Fang Fighter.
I noticed that. But I like that. Even just one. I was going through Frank's deck, what I felt like is that he has a pretty, like the standard low-end stuff. Battlefield Marine, Green Squadron A-Wing, Sabine. He has the standard top-end stuff. K2, Poe, Wrecker. But in that middle ground, in the 3-cost units, and maybe even the Bright Hopes a little bit, he's got a little bit of wiggle room. He's got some cards that he can swap in and out, and his sideboard very clearly built to adapt with a lot of different things.
Sure. It's a toolbox. Him only having one for a cause in the main deck. There's a lot of Sabine ECL players now that are trying to go wider. And not necessarily worrying about for a cause to finish off a game. Because they feel that with Darksaber and General's Blade, with their top end, even if they don't get to play it on Sabine, it's a scary thing seeing a K2 with a Darksaber on it.
Yep, it is. Well, and Frank also running the General's Blades. Right? This is something that we've started to see kind of more Sabine players do it. Are you going to get any use at all out of the fancy text of it being on a Jedi? Absolutely not.
No.
But it doesn't matter. It's a 3/3 upgrade.
Doesn't matter.
For 3.
100%.
And that's really solid. You know, the Darksaber costs a little more. It's a little more minimally
It does have one more power.
Right.
And it does have an effect that if she has a Mandalorian out, it gets the experience.
It might be useful with the Fang Fighter or the Sindari Peacekeeper on the board. But you don't play with that as an objective. Like if it happens, it happens.
It happens.
It happens.
So and if a deck doesn't have a way to deal with a Darksabered or a General's Bladed Sabine, she could just go off. She
100%.
can take over a game.
You're from I know we just met today, but like most of my experience, I really enjoy Kylo Red. Right, that's a deck I've been playing for a long time. And it's the same kind of idea.
Fallen lightsaber on Kylo.
Exactly. If I put that saber down on Kylo on the flip turn, you probably have a lot of problems. Unless you have,
if you have an answer, you have an answer.
But it's something you have to deal with.
In this current meta, I think a lot of players basically just have to play it and make your opponent have it. Make your opponent have the answer to my problem.
I completely agree. I completely agree.
Yeah.
Anyway, so these guys are getting set up. Let me turn these off now, or at least come back to this so we can see.
Yep.
We can see. So just so you guys know, now that we're in the top 8, deck lists they're publicly available in the sense that when you sit down across from your opponent, you are literally given their deck list.
You get 3 minutes to review it.
Yep, you're allowed to look and see what's going on in there. That's why I've been able to pull deck lists up. As I've mentioned several times today, I discussed this with the head judge. We have not been looking at or showing deck lists up to this point because it wasn't information the players have. We were concerned. We didn't want anybody to have access to the stream and go back and find information.
Sure.
So, but now all those rules are off.
It's all fair game.
All that's available. Now, Chad is asking if these deck lists are going to be available later on. For myself, I'm going to make sure and grab these deck lists and provide them over to the guys at the SW Competitive Hub. They do a fabulous job of working on all this. In fact, I've already got screenshots of everybody's list, and also over the course of billing this, as we move up the pairings, I'm putting them in so we have the screen caps for them as well to talk about.
Yes, SWU Competitive Hub does a great job at playing, focusing on listing the deck lists of the top 8s and giving you kind of a rundown.
What is Frank doing? I can't see it. It's too bright.
Frank.
What does it say?
So Frank is Frank's in a no-win situation here.
He kind of is.
He's playing his wife.
Yeah.
For people who don't know, Frank and Courtney are part of the Both the Network. They are husband and wife. They've been playing this game since set 1. Frank just posted a sign in the camera that said, "Is anybody going to Birmingham because I may need a ride home?" I may need a ride. Yeah. So that to me says that Frank's taking this pretty serious.
I may need a ride, kids.
Yeah. So we'll see. I'm excited to see this matchup because the game's actually ought to be quick.
One of my favorite moments today, I think back in round 3, I cast Frank versus Eric, and Eric Oakley was our top seed, our undefeated player for the day. There were a couple times in that match that, I'm used to seeing Frank on stream, but only with that top-down camera from the McClunky guys or something along those lines.
Yeah.
But seeing it here, there were times that Frank would lean way back from the table and get super pensive, and I had to go to I've got the little inset pictures here.
Yeah.
But I was doing it full camera mode so people could see Frank in.
He's a character, and I tell you what,
he had stress mode.
Yeah, he is a great player. He sees the angles, he sees the lines, he does the math, he knows his deck inside and out. Again, he's a guy that's been playing Sabine ECL since set 1.
Yeah.
So he knows the matchups, and he's trying to figure out what can I do to win. Yeah. What can I do to get out of the situation I'm in? Yeah.
To be fair, pull that down just a hair, kind of down a little there. That ought to be perfect.
Okay.
Perfect.
So it's a matchup that they both know because they both play each other a lot. It's just going to be if Frank can get a Darksaber or a General's Blade
so
on.
The question is
he's
he going to hold it?
If he can get,
what are these? He got 2 Marines in there to go with a saber and a wrecker,
or is it?
I can't make out what that is.
No, it's not.
Those are not Sundari Peacekeepers. What is that?
I don't know. I can't see. It looks like.
Okay, he threw it back. So
he's gonna mulligan. I don't think he had the starting hand he wanted.
Yeah, she's sitting on I'm seeing a Leia, a wing leader.
Maybe a 4 cause.
I think she's got a 4 cause in there. She does.
It looks
have
like a wrecker.
Cause. I think maybe
second card
is a wrecker.
Yep. So I think she keeps.
She seems okay with it, and a red 3.
Yep, and a red 3. Yep, definitely. So this is a good matchup. It's going to be fun. Frank and Courtney, again, both excellent players. And real quickly before we start, I got to plug the Bothan Network. Frank and Courtney are involved in the largest SWU tournament to date, happening the last weekend in March in Atlanta, the Battle in Seattle. It's a team event. It's a 10K. There's going to be several other events to play in. It's a phenomenal tournament run by players for players. And if anybody can get there, do so.
I want to come stream it.
Yeah, it's going to be phenomenal. Their swag bag alone that they're giving to every single player is great. You're getting all kinds of extra good stuff. The playmats, spoiler, Frank did show me what they're going to look like. They're going to spoil it on the Blonde Sabine channel tomorrow, but they are fire. The winners playmats are fire. They are going to be phenomenal. Everybody wants to be a part of this. Nice. I think the team event is already sold out. So, but go play.
She did mulligan after all.
Okay. Maybe she decided that since Frank mulligan, she was going to mulligan.
Yeah.
I don't think it's a bad thing. I don't know what she's looking for though.
That's the trick.
If the Leia wasn't the play first turn.
So earlier in the day we watched her play. I felt bad for Courtney. She literally ran the table except for the one match that we streamed on camera, which is honestly was a really bad matchup for her in Boss Green.
Yeah.
And
Boss Green hurts Sabine
I mean, she
Yellow.
plays so low to the ground. Boss can just murder things almost with impunity.
Yeah,
and, so
and being able to double collect those bounties and stuff just puts them so far ahead.
I mean, she just kind of got rolled over, and it wasn't anything she did wrong.
No.
It's just a bad matchup for her. And so, but she literally ran the table after that. And I told her on street. I told her earlier, I was like, I'm sorry. At one point, I asked her, I was like, do you want to be back on camera? She's like, no. She's like, no, don't, not till later.
Nope, not today.
When I came to them earlier, I was like, do you guys want to be on stream for this? And they were like, okay. I was like, yes, let's go, Family Feud.
Yeah. I mean, and that's what it is. It's it's unfortunate they have to play each other, so only one of them will move on.
Yeah.
But,
but at least one of them will move on.
Yes, exactly.
As opposed to both possibly getting knocked out of the top 8.
Exactly. So I think it's fortunate for them.
Yeah.
And I think they're going to have fun with it.
Of course.
They're both really, really good sports. I love playing against both of them. I played against Courtney and Frank both at Gen Con, and it was phenomenal. So it looks like Courtney starts out with a Sabine. That's
Sabine
a much better
starts out
play.
with Sabine. Who could have predicted it?
That's a much better play, than what she had.
Frank's just going to take the
Frank has to take initiative, so his mulligan was bad.
It would seem so.
Yeah.
And
so Sabine will ping.
I got and there comes the Sabine ping.
Yep. Let's see if Frank can make a second turn.
What's he hold? He has a Sundari Peacekeeper.
It does, yeah.
He's got at least that.
Peacekeeper's got a blade.
Okay, so it gets better after that,
but
no turn 1 play does feel pretty awful.
Yeah, it kind of does. If Courtney's got the Fleet Lieutenant, this could be, although... Yeah, it looks like Frank's going to burn his ECL. Probably a good idea.
I think this is actually a good play to knock her out.
Yep, take the Sundari into it. Yep.
I like this play. So Frank's going to burn his base here to swing in with a Sundari Peacekeeper and knock Sabine out before she can attack. It's going to leave it as Courtney's action here. Coming in with a Spec Ops.
Yep. Yeah,
I was surprised how many 1-drops she had in this deck.
She goes low to the ground. She's going to have a ton. Yeah, she's going to have a ton of 1-drops, 2-drops. And that's kind of her game plan, is to force you to make choices.
Yep. Now Frank's going to ping, and Courtney's going to come back with an R2.
Okay, R2 is a great card. Lets you filter your deck.
Yep.
Looks like she didn't like the card. She put it on the bottom.
See, probably helpful in a matchup that she's very familiar with.
Yeah.
Knows what she needs to be looking for.
Yep, definitely.
Now, is she going to ping as well? Oh, my, ladies
Yeah,
and
I think she
gentlemen.
has to.
The spice.
Yeah, I think she has to.
I think she's got to keep the pressure on. She starts with a lead, right? So I think she needs to keep the pressure on. I'm off on Frank's base. Okay, because he restored with the...
he restored with the Sundari.
There we go. She didn't see it, Frank. The camera saw it, but she did not. Look at him showing us his hand.
So he's got
he's
a
so
Poe.
camera-friendly.
He's got a Poe, a Rebel Assault. Looks like maybe a Fighters for Freedom.
Well, he's got a General's Blade and a Darksaber.
And a
Fighters
Darksaber,
for Freedom, Rebel Assault, and a Poe.
Yep.
I mean, that's...
His hand's pretty fire right now.
And he's on the button on his flip turn.
Yeah,
so
his hand's pretty fire right now. She's not going to be able to answer Sabine.
I don't think she's going to have an answer for
Yeah,
the Blade.
because even a Surprise Strike here only does... Well, Surprise Strike with the Spec Force would get it.
That's not what she's doing.
Nope.
We're going for
Kira.
Yep. Oh, my goodness.
Kira. So now she's going to... Oh, the problem is...
She can't get everything.
She can't... Yeah, she's Blade and Darksaber.
Yeah. I mean, you just name one.
You can only call one.
Yeah. Okay. So Saber obviously getting the hit here with Kira.
Yep.
That just means, okay, so now he'll just play
now
the
he'll
Blade.
Yeah.
Like, yeah. Oh, if he wants. Yeah, we figured.
Yep.
But I appreciate that.
Yeah, he's a stream pro.
Oh, yeah. When I saw him...
So he chooses not to do it first. He's going to take out the Spec Force.
Yep.
It's interesting.
I watched him in Atlanta, I think, on the SGC streaming that was happening. And at one point, when he was sideboarding, he took his deck box out and built a shield so the camera could watch his entire sideboard process, the opponent couldn't. I was like, I want to teach everybody how to play like this. It makes my life as a caster
People
so
who've
easy.
played on stream know.
It makes my life
And they
so
stream
easy.
as well,
Yes.
so they're very used to it.
Yes. I missed a damage onto her base. There we go. From Sabine, yes.
Yep.
3 for the Blade, I'm betting. He's got it in his hand. He's thinking about it.
Is he going to put it on Sundari?
He's rethinking. He's debating. Fighters for Freedom or Blade. Do you go wide or do you go big? I think you go big here.
I think you go big, yeah.
I think you go big. I think because, I mean, if you know Courtney's deck, you know, if you have a pretty good sense of what's going on in there, I think that you know she doesn't have many good answers for a buffs.
Not a big, right? Not a big unit.
She's
no
really
Voltron.
You're going to burn us. He's going to have to burn a surprise strike or something to take her off the board, and it's a unit you have to answer.
Yeah, General's Blade on the Sundari.
Peacekeeper.
Yep.
Okay,
that's a smart play.
It is. It keeps the restore in play.
Yep.
Yeah. Either way, it creates a buff unit that now she's going to have to answer somehow.
Yeah.
So that is now a 4/6 Sundari Peacekeeper with a raid of 2. So we're going 4 to base, restore 2.
Yep.
Make sure we get the math correct here. Okay, so there we go. I think she pinged. That's what I missed.
Yep. And now Frank will restore 2, and she'll take the 6.
Now she's going to take.
She's going to take 6 to base.
6 should be 6 to base.
Yep. So she's at 11,
and he'll come back up.
So she flips Sabine.
23. There we go.
So what does she do here?
She didn't have. I mean, her resources are spent. She played Kira trying to stop the Saber, and it didn't work out.
Does she just go to base? Frank claimed. She can't kill anything with Sabine. That's the problem.
I think you just have to and cross your fingers.
Yep.
I'm not sure what else you can do here.
Yeah.
She could attack the Peacekeeper and not die, but it will invite. I mean, she'll just get off as one of Frank's first actions in the following round, I'm sure. She is going to go.
She just goes 3 to base. Yep,
3 to base.
So it takes Frank to 5.
I feel like, depending on this first game goes, I really think you have to look at. I think she's going to have to pull those Plu-Clunes in out of the sideboard.
Yeah, because if she gets the coordinate, Plo's swinging for 6.
Well, against another aggro deck like Sabine, who doesn't really want to trade into your units unless they're forced into it.
Nope. Especially if he's ahead.
Probably going to be able to get coordinate off.
Yeah,
especially
if he's
low to the ground as she plays.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's easy to get the coordinate off for the most part.
Coordinate is one of those skills that it's like keywords that it's like when it was first spoiled, everybody went, it's kind of garbage.
It can be good.
But
it can be very good.
I feel like there's so many opportunities now to play low to the ground.
Yeah.
That it is much more possible.
And I think we're kind of in that type of meta right now. You're kind of in that mid-range aggro tempo where people are going lower to the ground. They're putting more units on the board. They're making you have answers for multiple problems. Yeah.
Courtney already down to 17. 17 damage on.
Yeah.
That restore doing big work for Frank. I like the blade play on the Sundari. It's just
that's a great play.
Such a nice
instead of going on Sabine.
Yeah. I mean, at the end of the day, the restore out of that unit is such a bigger deal. He's already gotten it twice, 3 times, I think.
3 times. He got it once without the blade.
Yep. Oh, right, because he ECL'd it in. Yeah. So he's already healed for 6.
Yeah.
All right, Kira's going to take out Sabine.
So Kira's, that's a good play. Get
her off the board. Especially since you only take 2 back. Like, why not?
Kira lives.
Yep. I still don't feel like this is unrecoverable for Courtney.
It's not.
But I feel like it's...
Because you have to remember, she's got... Like, the reason to play Blonde Sabine, to play Sabine Yellow, is like Falcon. So she's got an ace up her sleeve. You know, the problem is that she has to answer Frank's ground now.
Yeah.
And if he just keeps slapping down, Fighters for Freedom and whatever, she's going to get overrun.
Yeah. Yeah, without that early Sundari, Frank's already down to 16.
Yeah.
It's a very, very tight game otherwise.
Yeah, I agree. And Courtney deciding where to swing.
Yep. Got to figure out where to send Sabine. Straight to base.
Yep.
I don't dislike it. There is a part of me that doesn't like that this Peacekeeper is just continually going unanswered.
Yeah. So now
she may not have an answer for it,
Frank's opened up space now. So this might be a little bit of an issue, except for the fact that if Courtney has the Falcon, she can actually answer the A1.
That's true.
Yeah.
And she does have all her ready resources.
Yep.
What are we doing with R2? Probably just going. I mean, with that, you probably just go to the base. Probably just go to base. Peacekeeper kills him. I don't know why you would want to throw him away.
Yeah, but he's not the 1 damage. I don't know. I mean, because you get to filter through your deck. Maybe she keeps R2 alive. But
yeah, well, she did. She went to base there.
Yep, and she plays a Sabine, and then plays So she dropped the Falcon. I figured that was coming.
Yeah.
She's got to answer the A-wing.
Yep. Clean that out.
Yep, and now she'll just bounce the Falcon back to hand.
You think so?
Yeah. I mean, I think she has to because I don't think she can afford to spend the resource to keep it up. Maybe it depends. I mean, she is low enough to the ground.
Without knowing what she has in her hand, she might be able to afford it.
She might be able to.
When we streamed her earlier, she did. She left it on the board for a little while. It wasn't until
1 damage on it is not dangerous.
Until it got bountied, then she let it fall back. Then she was like, "Nope, we'll grab it."
That's I mean, unfortunately, like as players who play Bosku, that's what I played today.
Yeah.
If I have to bounty a Falcon, it's because I need them to bounce it, so I don't have to take the damage.
You're intentionally trying to drive it off the board.
Yeah, because they're never going to let me claim that bounty.
No. I mean, the only way that works is if they can kill it with, if they can open fire it or take down or something. Yeah. That the same round they throw the bounty out. 6 more damage coming in.
Yeah. Oh, yep. And she did pay for the Falcon. So
yes, she did. Huge. That Sundari Peacekeeper just doing massive work for Frank right here.
That's the key to the game right here. That's the big swing.
When you watch a game like this, it becomes very easy to understand why looks like we're going to trade Kira in.
Yeah, she surprise striked with Kira to trade for the Sundari. Yep, that's
good. It becomes very easy to see why the General's Blades have become such a popular add to Sabine Green, just in general.
Yeah. Yeah, there are a lot of decks that have no way to deal with pumped units.
Okay, somehow I missed it, but she's showing 1 more damage on base that I missed. Okay.
Yep,
so
she just scooped.
She just scooped because, yeah. She's going to, basically Frank's going to come in for 5 with the heroic.
Yeah.
And then ping with Sabine and the game's over.
That's it. Yep.
All right. Well, a decisive win here from Frank in game 1, who had no turn 1 play.
Yeah. And in this matchup, it's not the worst thing. It's not the worst thing. In other matchups, it can put you behind really early, but being able to, Frank recognizing that he won't have the first turn play, but if he gets rid of Courtney's first turn play, they're on even ground then.
Yeah. Jonathan, thank you for the kind words. Wait till you see what I can do with Zooms. Twitch chat saying, looks like Frank's going to be on the couch tonight.
I will tell you, after the Gaucher, Mississippi Planetary Qualifier 2 weeks ago, Frank had to play Mephisto, Dan, his teammate, in the top 8.
We had him on stream round 6.
In the top 8, and lost to Dan.
Yeah.
And Courtney was like, this is going to be a really interesting ride home because all 3 of them rode together.
Yes.
It's the same situation today. And actually, they have a 4th rider, which shout out to my boy, Rodney Stubbs, Chris Schutz, went 4-2, lost his last game, and did not make it into, just barely. Still made top 16, but did not make it into top 8.
Rodney?
Yeah, Chris Schutz.
Oh, there he is. Okay, I got it. I was in the wrong place.
And Chris is a purist, man. He's on Ray Tarkentown.
Oh, that is
and he's a great player.
Yeah.
And he's another Bothan Network guy. So those 4 are riding together, and it's going to be, it'll be a good ride home because at least some of them will move on.
Oh, he's doing it again, right? See, he's lining everything up behind the deck shield so that we can see what he's doing for sideboard, but Courtney cannot.
Yeah, and this is a very nice thing to do for stream because it gives our people at home watching the stream kind of a okay, now I know what he's doing.
A lot of the stuff that he just yanked there, right? He had singletons. Right? Oh no, he's taking out the top end. He knows she curves out. He's pulling out the wreckers and pulling out the upgrade hate. And he's putting in
because she doesn't run any upgrades.
Right.
Yep.
So
there's no reason.
He put in. Let's have a quick look at his deck list again.
Yeah. So he's putting in Bright Hopes to help stave off the Falcon.
Right. So he put in the Bright Hope. He put in the 1 heroic sacrifice. Yep. I think he put in the other 4
Another 4 cause. Yep.
Okay.
So and a lot of people like 4 cause is a great card in that heroic deck. If you're not playing a lot of non-heroic cards, and you're not going to miss with it. If you can get the 4 damage out of it, even if you get 3 damage out of it because you draw a Darksaber, but what that card does is it lets you filter your deck. Like, if you draw those 4 cards and you look at them and those cards are not going to help you, they go in the discard.
They go in the discard pile.
So now you filtered your deck to hopefully get you to something that's going to help you.
Yeah, it was something that I learned very recently, actually. I played Sabine Green at a little local event. I had mixed success with it. But then I watched another player do it, and he was doing exactly. He would do something that I almost never did. I had the 4 causes in the deck.
Yep.
Very commonly, I would not play them early. But this guy, like, sometimes that was his turn 2 play.
If you don't like your hand.
Yeah. And he was literally, I watched him do this several times, filtering the deck to set his next turn up. And I thought, why has this never occurred to me? That is a brilliant use of this
And now
card.
you're drawing 4 cards, and maybe 2 of those cards I want to keep on top because I want to draw both of those next turn. Because my hand that I have currently isn't where I want to be.
Yeah. Or maybe you set yourself up for, this is the resource play, this is the card I keep in my hand because I like everything else I already have, or whatever.
Yeah.
I thought it was like, I watched him constantly discarding cards. Like, why would you do that? And then it occurred to me, he's throwing away the stuff that is not immediately useful in that turn or the following turn.
Deck cards that are kind of dead. Like, if he draws those, it's like, oh, what am I going to do now?
What am I going to do with this, right?
Yeah,
oh, it's turn 2. Oh, look, it's a wrecker. I mean, that's a great card, but I don't want it right now.
Exactly. Yeah.
Vamonos to the discard pile with you.
Yep.
Right?
A lot of people don't play that card kind of the way they should to use it as a dual-purpose card. Yeah.
As long as I have been playing CCGs, 30 years, that use of it never occurred to me. I tend to, personally, as a player, I tend to shy away from like control-y, filtery decks that do a lot of deck manipulation. So watching that happen, it just was like a light bulb
went
going
off. Yep.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And it really made me appreciate how much I still have to learn about this genre.
Well, and everybody, you know, I hear lots of people online and through YouTube comments and stuff say that, oh, you're playing Sabine, you just want an easy,
it's
like,
not
dumb
that simple.
Sabine is not an easy deck to play in this meta. There are several choices. Resourcing is very, very difficult.
Is critical.
The lines you want to take.
I think that's also, again, earlier, watching Frank play that boss, what was he playing? I think he was playing, it was playing Sabine into Han 1 Han 2 ECL.
Yep.
And he was, several times he would lean back and you can see him, he's counting, he's doing the math in his head, figuring out his, like, this action, then that action. So we had a local player stay on Sabine for about the first 6 months of the game. Very similar style.
Yep.
You had to know when to ping, when not to ping, and think through it, all this sort of thing. So it was
okay. It looks like Courtney actually has a pretty good hand. She dropped an A-wing first turn to answer Frank's Battlefield Marine, but Courtney has a wing leader in her hand.
Well, she also started on the button, so more like Frank went low after she went high.
So right here, she's going to wing leader and give 2 experience to that A-wing, which makes that a threat right now. Yeah.
Well, and Frank's sitting on a Bright Hope in his hand, but he can't get it out this round.
Not yet.
He can't do anything with it this turn.
Nope, not yet. So again, R2, another great card to help filter your deck, to get you to smooth out those draws and to help you draw the cards
you where you want to be. Big 5 hit from the A-wing.
Yeah, you can't take too many hits from the A-wing.
Okay, I had Frank's base health starting wrong. Now we're correct.
And now Frank drops another Battlefield Marine. That's going to be huge. So Courtney will ping, which is, great in this instance.
Yeah, 100%.
She only has 1 damage. Frank's got 6. Frank's going to claim, which is smart because now he can answer with the Bright Hope.
Right, before she gets the chance to swing in with anything. Well, and it's also, I mean, in my mind, you almost always want to be on the button the turn your leader is trying to come onto the board.
Yeah, that definitely helps.
You want to be setting the pace in that leader flip turn, in my opinion.
Especially in the mirror.
Yeah, oh yeah, for sure.
Yep, here it comes.
Here we come. Now, are we
going?
He's going to ECL it out. I think
oh no, he's not.
No,
he was
thought about it.
He was faking
his
it.
Mind.
But
he thought about it.
Yeah. So Courtney has to answer this, and it's going to take her probably 2 actions to do it. I mean, if she's got a surprise strike in hand, burning a surprise strike on the A-wing to kill the Bright Hope kind of feels bad.
Good play if she's got
it's a great play, but it feels bad.
It feels bad.
Oh,
the Spec Force. Huge here.
The Spec Force to turn off Sentinel, so she's going to get the 5 through.
100%.
Because Frank is tapped out.
Through.
Yeah. Frank is tapped out.
Yeah. All right, Sabine coming onto the board here.
Can Courtney do enough damage?
I mean, she's got
she's facing.
She's staring down the
like
army
8 on the board.
Ground. Oh, okay. So we're going to fleet lieutenant.
She fleet lieutenants, and swings for four with the A-wing.
Well,
or with the
4 out of...
Oh, no.
no, she
did
put
it on the A-wing,
so
yeah.
it's 7 out of the A-wing.
So 7 out of the A-wing. Wow, that's brutal. Great
12
play.
HP left for Frank. Way behind here in game 2.
And Fleet Lieutenant is such a great card because she actually gets value for that.
No, he murdered the Spec Ops. Only 1 to base. My apologies.
But the Fleet Lieutenant's great because the Fleet Lieutenant can swing at base, or she's gonna force Frank to take the Fleet Lieutenant out.
Now he does still have ECL here.
He does.
Not sure what he's got in his hand.
But see, look at Frank.
Yeah.
He is like, okay, I am not in the position I thought I was going to be in.
Nope. That Spec Ops just changed the whole board.
It did. It was and that's why she plays that
That's a great
in her
card.
deck. Yeah. Yeah, because the Bright Hope actually hurts her with the Falcons and with the space she plays.
Yeah.
So now Frank's doing the calculations. Can she kill me next turn?
Probably not, but it feels like he's not going to take any chances here.
No.
He's going to ping in and get 1 onto the Fleet Lieutenant. Why only 1?
Because he swung with R2. And R2 should have 3 damage.
Yeah, he'll figure it out in a minute.
Yep.
Okay, there's the Sabine ping. Goes to 27. He goes to 9.
Mm-hmm. So how did the Marine get a damage on it?
I'm not sure. There's Sabine deploying. 3 more to base.
3 more to base.
There we go. They caught the damage on R2 now.
Yep. Okay.
I have Frank at 1 less, and they're not showing it, so I'm going to fix that. I'm going to keep I match what the players do because it's not my job to keep up with the game state.
No. Yeah, you
I'm
basically
just trying
have
to
to
keep
match.
the numbers on the screen matching what we're doing here.
Yeah, I think that 1 goes on base.
There we go.
That is correct.
I thought
That's
so.
why. Yeah.
I thought
he actually put it on the Marine.
Yeah. She pinged with Sabine, and he didn't put it on the base, and I don't know why.
Okay, maybe it was wrong. Maybe he put it there by mistake. So it is only 15. They're talking through it right now. Yeah.
She pinged. He put the damage. She put the damage on her base. He didn't put the damage on his.
Okay, so he should have a ping there.
He should.
Okay.
Yeah. But for some reason, they haven't done it. It was there, and then it was gone, and then it was bare, and when it's gone.
Yeah.
There we
So
go.
he caught it.
Okay.
It was a ping.
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah.
He caught it. Okay.
She
good.
pinged with Sabine before she flipped Sabine.
Yep.
So they both took a point. There it is. They've got it right now. So Frank could end this turn as low as 6.
Nope, they're correct now.
Yes, it's correct now. But
and now she's going to swing 3 more at base.
And so it's a question.
Puts him
of,
at 19.
Yep,
he has to
hold the
claim.
initiative, and then we're going to the next turn.
Yep. And if she has an answer for Bright Hope.
She's got another Spec Ops in her hand. This may be over.
It could be over. It definitely could be over. Because he can't.
Because all he has to do is play it, and you can't do anything about it. The only other thing he could do, would copying over the Bright Hope update it? Would that work?
It would. It would, yes. Yeah, because it would be a new card. So Spec Force would turn off the old Bright Hope.
Right.
He could play a new one over the top of it. But so he's going to ECL Poe, which kills Sabine.
Yep, and that's going to give him a chance to kill something
now,
in space.
is he going to discard a card to do 2 damage somewhere else?
He's only got 2 in hand. He hasn't done it yet.
Yeah, but I don't think he's concerned about his hand. Does it make sense? Yeah, he's going to discard Sandari to kill the Fleet Lieutenant.
Yep. Okay, it's a good call.
Now he's going to force Courtney to have it. If she's got the Spec Force, it could be game over.
I think if she had it, she'd have done it already.
I think she has a flair for the dramatic sometimes. But you may be right. If she had it, she would have played it.
Well, she's definitely got she's got ways out of this.
She does. She does. Yeah.
There's 100% line.
I mean, she's at 19. If she can swing, she is only at 5 resources because she is so low to the ground. If she had a surprise strike in hand, okay, so she's going to run the wing leader in. So she doesn't have the surprise strike. Oh, wait a minute.
Or the A.
She's only going to do 5 with the A-wing.
Yeah. Okay. Yep. She's debating, I think, there which one to go first.
Which order of operations
which order to do it
yep.
first. Yep. And that's what she did.
Yeah. So Frank's counting.
So now he's counting.
Does he have lethal? Can he win this turn?
He's got 9, 10 that I'm seeing.
Because I think he's thinking if she takes care of the Bright Hope this turn and he doesn't draw another one, it's game over.
Yeah. He's got 10 that I'm seeing on board. Am I miscounting?
No,
Sabine's
he's got
3,
two
Marines
with the Bright
and R2.
Hope.
That's 10.
Yep. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. He's got 12 on board.
12. What am I missing?
2 Bright Hope, 3 Marine.
Oh, Bright Hope still has an attack.
Yep, still has an attack.
Yes, technically he has 12. Yep. You're correct.
So he has 12 on board. And he's looking to see.
And by the time she swings in with the A wing,
then
all she has to do is claim, and the game's over.
It is, yeah. Because Wrecker doesn't do anything here. Wrecker
he took them all out.
Oh, that's right.
He did. You're right.
So he has nothing to answer, and Wrecker wouldn't help anyway, and that's why. Yeah.
Going to swing in with R2.
Yeah, and she has to basically. She has to basically kill the Bright Hope. And Hope, there it is. There's the kill of the Bright Hope.
Yep.
She's going to take 2 back on the A wing.
Just put those 2 damage. There you go. Just do that.
And she claims.
Well, it's Frank's action for the moment.
Frank will have to.
He'll have to. Either he's gonna. I mean, he's gonna have to swing in this far behind.
Does he think he's got enough?
He just attacked.
Oh wait. Oh, what is she playing? Oh, okay. Oh, that changes things.
Assault ship.
That changes things. Yeah, now Frank has to claim, otherwise he dies.
I think so.
Yeah. Yeah, because he doesn't die to 1 swing from the A-Wing, because he still has 6 health left. The A-Wing only does 5.
Yep. Well, and the other beautiful thing about this play from Courtney is that even if he draws into the other Bright Hope, that assault ship has Saboteur.
Yep.
And if she doesn't resource, it'll be.
Did he draw it?
It'll be bigger.
Did he draw it? He's readying resources. Did he draw it?
It doesn't look like he resourced. It looks like he's making sure that he doesn't give the assault ship the opportunity to fire with the +2.
Yep.
It's interesting. Oh, that's true.
He does have Sabine ping. Yes, she wins in 2 actions.
Pointing out the ping. Yeah. All she has to do is get 1 swing in with the A-wing and ping.
Yeah, chat, way to keep us on our toes.
Yep, no, that's 100% exactly right. So we're going to play. What's happening here? Oh, Frank claimed. That's right. Okay. What is he doing?
I think he knows he lost.
I think he knows it's over, so it looks like.
Yeah. So that's it.
Does he have it? Oh,
she's got Fleet Lieutenant.
Yeah.
That's it. It's game.
So that's game 3.
Yep.
There we go.
Okay. So 1-1.
1-1.
2 really, really good games.
All right, I'm going to get Frank's base health correct off the start this time.
Yeah.
There we go. I missed it last time. Got it this time.
This is what you want to see.
Yep. We always look in the casting world. Best of 3s. We always want game 3.
Yep,
always.
Definitely.
I have done hundreds of competitive games of World of Warships tournaments, and it is so much fun. That game 3.
Yes.
Pressure. Yeah. The madness when you get that Warships is a team game, right? So and you play a 20-minute game, and then you go back to the game ends. You go back before you get prepped, and my co-casters and I always talk about so what do you think's going on in the locker room? How's the team reacting in their little break in between before we go back out for the third period of a hockey game, right, or something like that? And
and Frank right now is sitting going, okay. I
made all these sideboard changes, and they did exactly nothing.
I need to make sure that I take care of anything she's got in space if I can.
It was one of the things that I noticed, and we'll put her deck list up again real briefly.
Yep.
She starts with a lot more space than he does.
Oh, yeah.
Right? She had, I think, was it 13 or 14 space units? 3, 6, 9, 12.
15.
15.
Yep.
To Frank's.
Yep.
And have a quick peek over here. Now, we know he sideboarded in probably the extra Bright Hopes, but he'd be looking at 3, 6, 9, maybe-ish, 9-ish. So she definitely has 100% an advantage in possibilities in terms of space.
And she's definitely got the advantage with the Falcon coming in ready.
Yeah.
So if he plays, it feels bad if Frank plays an A-Wing and Courtney drops a Falcon because the A-Wing just dies and the Falcon only takes 1. So.
Yeah. Chat asking if there are any other updates on top 8. There are not. We've been focused on this match, but once this match ends, I will go look around and we'll bring you back some updates once we have them.
Yeah, this is a really exciting top 8, and it's very diverse.
All right. Frank opens game 3 in the high orbitals with an A-Wing.
Maybe Frank learned his lesson.
He's like, I'm not letting this shit happen again.
No, we're not doing this again. So here's the thing. Did Courtney? Yep.
Okay, so she's going to go low.
Courtney's play probably here is to make sure she has both lanes covered.
Yeah.
She has a 2-drop in space and a 2-drop on the ground.
Right.
So she can lane dodge.
She certainly has enough space units in that deck to make that play. And I'll say that in her shoes coming into game 3 off the button like that, I kind of like her deck better because she has more opportunities to lane dodge.
Yeah, she does. Ooh, Frank's got a Jin Urso.
I love Jin.
A Sabine Wren unit, an R2, and a Dark Saber. Jin is a very polarizing unit. In the Discord that I'm on for KTOD, shout out to my boys, Maddie, Mike, Justin, Stevie, all those
I'm over
guys.
there too.
Yeah,
that's a great group of folks.
It's my favorite place on in the internet. Yeah, that's a great ECL.
Spicy, but I like it.
Great ECL. I mean, it takes care of the Sabine unit, and now it puts her behind because he's got 2 units on the board. She has none.
Frank's going to ambush in his own version of Sabine to knock Courtney's turn 1 play off.
It's one of the reasons why ECL is so good. Oh, there's a Chopper.
She has 3 of these in the deck.
So Chopper can be a menace.
Well, it's right there on the card.
Yes, 100%. He is a metal menace. Okay, so she goes wide here. Cartel Turncoat and Chopper in 1 turn. So she's not as far behind as it seemed.
No, not even a little bit.
Okay,
so we're going to take out the Turncoat.
And Frank will get to draw a card off that from the bounty.
Yep.
Which, letting a Sabine player draw a card is not, I'm not opposed to it. It's not great, but you're okay with it.
Frank feeling spicy. He pings that time.
I think he
likes his board position.
He likes his board position a lot, and he knows that he's in the driver's seat a little bit.
Yep. Courtney's starting this round on the button. I like this.
I do.
It gives her the opportunity to put a little pressure on with her own Sabine.
Yeah, the problem is I don't know that I like her hand all that much.
I haven't seen much of it, unfortunately.
She's got a wing leader in hand, and Chopper is not a rebel.
No.
So he cannot be wing leadered. So if she drops Sabine, she kind of needs to make sure she can get the wing leader on Sabine.
I don't know. I feel pretty good about in her shoes. I'd feel pretty good about that, partly because ECL is done.
Yeah.
ECL's done here, so she doesn't have to worry about Sabine getting ambushed.
Yeah,
right?
100%. Yeah.
I like the idea of maybe play Sabine, play the wing leader before Frank can dump, a Sabine and a Saber or a Sabine and a Blade or something.
Frank pings. Yep. They both go to 3. Yeah, it may appear that Courtney is a little further behind, but I think the play here is going to put her back where she wants to be a little bit. And she probably knows that Frank's got a Dark Saber or a General's Blade.
So there's our wing
So
leader.
she's got to answer with the wing leader on Sabine.
Yep. Courtney Sabine now a 4-7. Frank's 2-5. Should have caught this earlier, but
yeah. So Frank's trying to figure out what the prudent play is here. What order do I want to do this in?
Well, he's got a handful of resources. We know he's got a Saber.
Yep.
He's going to go ahead and clean up Chopper and get that out of the way.
I think that's a good play. Let's him take a look at the top card of the deck.
If nothing else, it acts as a little bit of a stall, and it's like, okay, your move.
Yep.
Yeah.
Force her to do what she's going to do.
Sometimes you look for little plays like that just so you can wait out your opponent a little bit.
Yeah, you want to dirtle a little bit.
I like that word. I've been seeing you guys use that on Discord, and I'm
you want to dirtle a little bit and kind of let your opponent kind of think for a minute and go, oh, well, I didn't expect that.
Chat's saying Chopper's a rebel.
Chopper is a rebel?
Chopper is a rebel.
He is a rebel.
Chopper is a rebel. Check
my
it
bad.
out.
So now she could have, but I don't think there's value in that.
I think there's not a ton of value. No. I agree. The wing leader on Sabine
Chopper
is
a rebel.
But they're right.
That's my bad. I really, honestly, I hardly ever see the card.
It's a shame.
Yeah.
It's a really
good card.
It's not a bad card.
Although we did see that card played today, there was a Hera green deck, Hera ECL deck, that played all the Spectres and saw Chopper in that a lot. Good deck, fun deck. Was the first game on stream. Frank's got his own wing leader. Wow.
Well, now, and this could be. So he doesn't. He's holding the Saber still.
He does. He is.
She's going to answer with her own R2.
She wants to filter her deck. She wants to set up that next turn, maybe.
Yep.
Okay, so Frank's going to go 5 to base. So they're both at 8.
The only difference here is the fact that she started with a 5 HP more than he did.
Yep.
She looks like she claimed. What's he going to do? He's not going to swing him with the A-wing? Surely. Or did he? Here we go.
Oh, he's going to daring raid.
Daring raid.
For 1, yep.
I love it.
Yep.
And then swing in with the A-wing.
And then swing for 3, yep.
So we're going to use the daring raid to clear the wing leader and swing into the base for 3.
I like it.
That narrows the gap.
I still think this is a pretty even match, even though Frank's a little more out in space.
I agree.
Courtney has the ability to catch up in space, though.
Yes.
The Falcon is a game changer.
Yeah. Now, Frank resourced the saber.
I think it's a play. I don't think he needs it here.
No.
And
he drew into a blade.
Yeah. He needs to get value, and the saber for 4 resources that's the only thing you're playing this turn.
Yeah.
And when you need to drop a Poe or you need to do something else, it kind of feels bad to drop a saber, and then that's all you can do.
Falcon? Could be. Nope, she's reconsidering.
Yeah, I don't think she drops. I don't think she's dropping a Falcon first play of the turn, unless she just wants to threaten the A-wing. And that could be the play, because ground is even.
Yes, literally even.
Yeah.
I mean,
you don't
it doesn't
get
any more even than that. They're playing the same units with the same upgrades almost. 5 to base.
Mm-hmm.
Keeping the pressure on.
Yeah. So Frank's going to
bring in the blade,
3, and he's going to put the blade on Sabine.
The blade on Sabine.
Yeah, that's going to be a game changer there.
Yep.
Oh, that's what.
Sneaky.
Yeah, I like it.
She does
like
play
3
of those for a reason.
Yep, I like it a lot.
All right. Frank plays the blade. It's immediately nullified.
So Frank has a choice here, and I think the play is swing, the A-wing into base, and then
push.
Before the end of the turn, he'll basically take the wing leader into the Fang Fighter to kill
Clear
it.
Out.
Yeah, because you can't afford to let the Fang Fighter kill the A-wing.
No. Courtney's tapped out in terms of units on the board. She does have 2 more resources. Mm-hmm. Frank's going to filter. He saw an A-wing and threw it away.
Yeah, doesn't help him here.
1 more damage, it looks like, from R2. There we go.
Okay.
He still has not swung with his Sabine yet.
No.
When he does, that's going to put him out to a small lead in terms of health remaining.
Mm-hmm.
I think Courtney may have already claimed here.
I don't know that she has.
Or it's her action.
Okay, so she did. No.
Okay, so she claimed. So it's Frank's go.
So what does he do? And he's got to think about this. It's now we're close enough that he's got to do the math.
Yeah. I'm with you. I think it's an easy play to just smash the wing leader into the
and then
Fang
swing
Fighter
Sabine into base.
And just I mean,
and then just go.
Yeah. I'm kind of not sure why you would do anything else here, but he's obviously what I like about the way Frank plays is rather than just assume that's the correct
he'll take
line,
a second to think about it.
He's going to stop and go,
Yep.
All right, let me run the numbers.
And a lot of times that's the prudent play.
Well, I think
you don't want to do something rash and not have thought it through completely.
I think it's exactly how you make it to the top end of these kinds of events.
Exactly.
Is you take the time to think through these moves.
Yeah.
It's like we were talking about earlier, right? One of the beauties of the game is the back and forth, the boxing match.
Yep. And he takes the wing leader into the Fang Fighter.
Of course.
Yep.
Yeah, that's kind of expected.
And then
he's
spends
got 2 for
a Jin.
Okay, which I love.
Yep.
She is from this current set.
Jin is a card that can go nuts and go bonkers.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Now, Courtney's not going to have any Sentinels for the Saboteur to matter, but the +1 damage might be relevant.
Might be relevant, yeah.
Last card in Frank's hand is a Poe. I'm not sure what Courtney's sitting on. I believe she's already claimed, so we're just waiting for Frank to decide if he's going to swing with his leader. I'm not sure why you wouldn't. I guess he's more concerned about she's already claimed. You're not going to be able to kick anything off the board.
I think he's afraid of a surprise strike and a Falcon.
I mean, that's a reasonable concern, let's be honest.
Yeah. Because Frank doesn't have. He's got lethal on the board, but it's several actions to get there.
Yes, it will take him a spell to get there for sure. Got a Jin and a Rebel. Oh, he drew a Rebel Assault.
He has a Rebel Assault.
That
Rebel
is
Assault.
a massive
Action
card
economy
right now.
could win him the game.
That alone should be able to end it.
It depends.
He should be able
we'll see.
He should be able to.
She's going to have 3. If she has the Surprise Strike and the Falcon, it's 3 actions for her to win.
But,
Can Frank win?
He drew a timely. That's a timely.
Is it? Oh, is it a timely?
Okay. I don't think it's a Rebel Assault. It's a timely.
Does he? So if he's got Poe,
he does.
He could timely Poe.
He could ambush Poe out.
Yeah, he could because he's got 6 resources now.
This is the 6 resource turn. He resourced and Courtney did not.
Yeah, she stays low to the ground. I don't think she really goes up over 5 ever.
There's kind of not much value. And
no.
Having played Kylo Red for so long, I understand you reach a point at about 5 or 6, you're like, nah.
Yeah, there's no point.
Yeah.
I'm going to keep the cards in hand.
Yeah. She might still be thinking. She's ready to resources. She hasn't read her units yet. Which tells me that maybe she's still contemplating. Why did she not ready anything? Okay. Now she's going to remember she hasn't done it.
So she's going to do 7 to base.
She's going to do 7 to the face here with this attack.
Mm-hmm. But she's debating is she debating whether she's going to go to base or whether she's going to go?
She could knock out Sabine with that if she wanted, but she went.
Then she must think she has enough to win.
If she's sitting on a Surprise Strike for R2, that would do it.
If he doesn't take R2 out.
He would have to take R2 out right now to prevent it. So you have to wonder, does she have it or is she bluffing?
I think Frank knows his wife enough.
I love these
that
little
he's going to timely.
There's the timely.
Poe.
We're gonna ambush Poe in and get rid of that. He doesn't have anything to discard.
And that's it.
That's it.
Yep. Yeah, I bet you she had the Surprise Strike in her hand, and Frank knew it. And without that, Frank wins.
She didn't show it.
No.
But either way.
Oh, she didn't have it.
Yeah, I don't think she did.
Nope, she had.
I don't think she did. Oh, she's just flipping off the top of the deck now.
Yeah, well, no, 2 of the cards she didn't flip off. She had a Spec Force and she had a Disabling Fang Fighter.
Yeah, that wouldn't have done
and that was it. Yep.
Yeah, that was it.
So I like the bluff, though.
Yeah,
I like the bluff.
You have to. Again, I'm one of these people that I'm kind of like, sometimes you make the play knowing your opponent has the counter available, but it's always one of these things like, make them have it in their hand.
100%.
Make the play. Make them have it in their hand.
100%. That was a great match.
That was fun to watch.
That was a lot of fun to watch.
That was a lot of fun to watch.
Yep. Frank and Courtney are both excellent players, top-level players. Both deserve to be in the top 8 of this Planetary Qualifier. And Frank takes home the win. Hopefully it's not a bad car ride for him home.
Do you know what? Neither one of these games was a blowout. I mean, if I'm Courtney, I'm not upset with how this went.
100%.
She played very well.
She made top 8, and that was her goal.
Yeah, she went 5-8. 5-1. She made top 8.
Yep.
She played a great match in the top 8.
Exactly.
She just didn't come out on the right end of it. I don't think there's anything.
And honestly, it's not a loss.
No.
It's either she wins or Frank wins.
Yeah.
Both great.
Yep. 100%. All right, well, let's come back to here.